Red Bull Rant is a free-flowing podcast with three soccer-loving idiots who don't know when to shut their dumb potty mouths. So listener discretion, it's pretty much advised.
Welcome, my friends, to The Show Never Ends. This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. I'm your host, Jason Iapicco.
I'm Truman, and this is episode 501, and I'm going to call this one Road Whoa.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. Not Road Woes, like Road Whoa. Or as Ric Flair on the TV right now would say, Road Woo.
Yeah, so Red Bulls got their first win of the season, first win on the road. Already halfway to matching last year's road away wins. So,
amazing.
I know. I think I got to double check the stats, but I think we're halfway to Julian Hall tying his goal scorings for last year.
What a time. One game in.
I know. I mean, it kind of sucks because it should have been more.
Yeah. Well, we're getting to it, right? We're getting to all that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. According to Wikipedia, last year, in total, Julian Hall scored 2 goals in all competitions. And then in 2024, scored 2 goals in all competitions. So already off to a much, much better pace.
Amazing.
Imagine what happens when you actually play with some purpose.
Yeah.
All right. So unfortunately, because I watched it, I don't remember if you...
Neither of us watched the game live. And I was sorry about that too, so...
We didn't put up a thing for comments, so we unfortunately don't have any responses. So it's just us. So do you want to? This is part of your likes and dislikes? Or do you want to just get into your story first?
Well, no. I'll tell you real quick. So neither of us watched the game live. I went to a hockey game. I get back to the house. Now it's on regular Apple TV, right? So I was on my wife's account. I had an account just for MLS, so I'm like, well, I'm not going to use that anymore. Just use hers. But it's not. It wasn't set up at the time. I want you to take a guess what was not set up.
The spoilers.
Correct. So I knew that. I'm like, it's going to show the spoilers. I wish I could have recorded me covering my hand over my eyes just so I can see enough to see the top of the screen if I know what the team was. I did an amazing job of not finding out the score, navigating through like 5 different screens just to get to that game, to hit play, and knew nothing about it. But it was not easy. After the game, obviously, I went back and fixed the settings so that won't happen again. But yeah, glad it did not get spoiled.
That whole covering your eyes, I know that bit because I've done it. Because last year, the year before, you used to have to scroll past the highlights to get to the replay.
Yeah.
So I'd have to hide somehow the highlights for myself so I wouldn't know that anybody scored.
Yeah. Yeah. Not easy. Not easy.
No. All right. Let's get into this one with likes. And actually, hold on, sorry. I know we're going to talk about the Olympic gold medals later.
Mm-hmm.
But since you talked about spoiling something, I got to bring this up. And I know I texted you and Pat about this. I ended up not watching. The only thing I watched out of that U.S. men's gold medal game was a minute of overtime. Because this is my fault. I went to Peacock thinking, oh, the game's over by now, because I think I went to go put it on around 11 o'clock. I'm like, the game's got to be over by now. And there's no score, but there's a line going to overtime now. I'm like, fuck.
And at that point, you might as well just jump in.
Exactly, because for me, it's a psychological thing. If I know that it's going to overtime, the highs and lows won't hit me the same way.
Right.
I said, fuck it, I'll just watch. And then, of course, I think I turned it on right before. It's actually, so maybe not even like a minute of game time, maybe like 5-10 seconds, where I think I turned it on like the save and then the breakaway for the goal. That's what it was.
Jeez.
So I didn't even watch, like, overtime was like 4 minutes and change. I didn't even watch 4 minutes. I watched like literally I watched like just that goal and that was it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into Red Bull's likes and dislikes. Truman, you can go first. What did you dislike about the first game of the year?
I'm not even going to really get mad at the only goal they gave up. I guess that they put themselves in a spot where, like we said, they should have scored more goals. They talked about it throughout the whole game. They had a lot of chances that were missed or went off the post or saved. So when they did give up that final goal, thankfully it did not hurt them because it was literally at the death, right? They kicked the ball in 30 seconds, I think. Not even 30 seconds, they blew the whistle. Game was over. But they could have set themselves up where, if they were only up a goal and they give that up, they would have given up a tie or something. So you would have liked to have seen them at least score another goal or two, considering all the chances they had. If they were up 3-0, you'd feel way better about the finish there. It's literally nitpicking at this point because that's the only thing I can find to be mad about.
I guess mine will just be the fact that they should have scored more, especially in the first half. They had Orlando on the ropes, and they couldn't. And don't get me wrong, Orlando's goalkeeper has some great saves throughout the game. But there was absolutely a time in that first half where it wouldn't have mattered if you just buried one or two. It would have been game over.
Yeah, right. They could have really finished them off in the first half and cruised in the second half.
Yeah. Now, it could be that this first game of the year, all that stuff. Hopefully that's the case, and if the way the offense performed, hopefully they'll keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's what you got to hope, is that they're going to keep this going. I think this is going to go to my like of the game. And I'm not saying it's going to be an every game occurrence, but I like the fact that we were able to have Choupo-Moting come in as a sub, because along with the fact that we got 2 goals to begin with, means we have some actual depth, at least on the offensive side, and we're not relying on 1 or 2 people.
How shocked were you when you found out he was on the bench to start the season?
And we had 2 under 18 players starting up top in a 4-3-3. I'm like, what the hell? I honestly I didn't know what was going on. Like, Bradley just decide to smoke or something. But I mean, hey, it worked, right? Yeah. That was probably the most dynamic. Now, granted, it's a sample size of 1, right? Let's be very clear. It's 1 game. But so far, that has been the most dynamic offense I've seen out of the Red Bulls probably since the Jesse Marsch era.
Well, like I said, what my like will be is exactly what Dax McCarty said during the broadcast, that was the best. That first half, that's the best he's seen them play offensively in years. And it was exciting. It was fast. They're passing all over the place. They're getting creative. They're getting good chances on net. I mean, really, Orlando's goalie just kept them in that for most of the game. And it really was. I loved seeing them move quickly, right? Moving the ball around. Young kids moving all over the place with Emil Forsberg to guide them. Really, it's the overall like is just how fast they were able to play. With 3 teenagers in that starting lineup is unbelievable. But I mean, Michael Bradley clearly knows his players, right? He knows these kids, so he put a lot of trust of them on the road in Orlando in a decent Orlando team. You couldn't ask for a better start to the season.
So did you have is that your like, or do you have anything else you want to point out?
No, I think that's the like. The like is exactly what Dax said, was that was the best he's seen that team play in ages. And I was thinking of it myself. I was literally thinking that I'm like, look at these guys move. Like, oh my God, another break, another chance. We haven't seen that in forever, even when they were making the playoffs. It was just sloppy, get down the field, get a chance or get a free kick and score. They were fun to watch.
I know, it's an amazing concept, isn't it?
Yep.
I like the fact that we had a goal where the combined age of the goal scorer and the first assist is the lowest in league history.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Well, what? They're both both of them are under 18, and are they both under 17?
No, I think they're both 17.
Okay, yeah. Either way, it's one of the youngest connections for a goal. Or sorry, the youngest connection for a goal in league history. I mean, that's just a weird stat you would never think of, but
yeah.
I do have to say, as much as that last goal went in, and I wish it didn't, I do think the defense played relatively well, considering that it's a brand new lineup, right? Defense is always the hardest thing to gel on.
Yep.
Because it requires so much trust, right? Offense is about timing, and that one can develop a lot quicker, but defensive trust with offside traps and all the other stuff they have to do, it's much harder to gel on. And I'm not saying they're there perfect, right? Because Orlando struggled a lot in the first half, so I don't think they're going to be a great team this year. But that wasn't a half. That was a very decent performance. At least I would consider that a very decent performance for first of the year for that defense. Minus that one goal.
Right, but I mean, again, right in Orlando, playing that well, not conceding that goal to the final 10 seconds of the game. I don't know. No complaints.
I almost want to say no notes, but that's not true. Any other afterthoughts?
I think we've kind of covered it for the most part. There's no other points to make. I don't know. More of this, please. More of exciting soccer. I think that's all we can ask for. We don't know how they're going to end up this season, but if this is the way they're going to play all year, I'm looking forward to watching them.
Yes, absolutely. All right, prediction standings. Starting the year off strong with both of us not getting the prediction right at all. So, what do you know? Like the one year we both predict draws, it actually doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Although I guess I was the closest because I got two. I had 2-2.
Sure, let's say that.
I was 75% of the way there. I was the closest without going over. If we go by Price is Right rules. All right. Let's move on to the Red Bulls home opener, which will be this Saturday, February 23rd, 2:30 p.m., where they will host the New England Revolution. New England comes into the game last year, because I got vamped for time while I look something up. They come into the game with a 2025 record of 9-9-16, 36 points, minus 7 goal difference, 10th in the Eastern Conference. This year, they lost their first game to. Thank you very much, Google, for not showing me the game I was looking for. 4-1 loss on the road to Nashville. So not off to a strong start themselves. Interesting thing. I'm looking at the MLS standings on Google, and it shows Orlando and Chicago tied for 9th. But for some reason, it's showing Chicago as the qualifying team in the playoffs, even though they're listed second on the standings.
So if the season ended today, what you're saying
is apparently Chicago gets in over Orlando, even though they're both at 0 points and there's no tiebreakers.
Oof.
I'm going to see if I can send this to you real quick just so you can see what I'm looking at, because it is... Oh, good. Facebook Messenger actually just allowed me to paste the image. Anyway, so that is New England so far. 2025, the head-to-head. At home was a 5-3 win for the Red Bulls. On the road was a 2-1 loss because we never win it. New England. Predictions for this one. So Truman, you're up first. What is your prediction for Saturday?
I think the Revs are going to be very bad this year. I think that's an easy thing to say because they were very bad last year. It would be it's a 2:30 start. So stupid. Oh, God. Looks like I'll be watching this one late again because I'll be at work. But that being said, what do you take out of this game in Orlando? I think it's 2 games in, but I like the way they played. I like having these young kids. I have a feeling Michael Bradley's going to do the same thing and start the young kids again. You can keep Choupo-Moting on the bench. I don't know. I like a win here because it's the Revs at home. They don't beat us in our building. We don't beat them in their building. Is 2-0 too much to ask for? Can they get a shutout in their first home game? I'll throw it out there. I'll throw out a 2-0 win. I think they're good enough. I think the Revs stink. I think that's what's really going to help this team is that they're a bad team.
Let's see for me. I agree they're not going to be a good team. I'm perfectly fine with them never being a good team ever again. Part of me wants to say 2-0, but I feel like actually part of me even wants to go like 3-0, but I feel like that's just really crazy for second week of the year. Can we actually do a 2-0 win? I feel like our defense still needs a little bit of time. But you know what? Only based on the fact that they lost 4-1 in Nashville. I'm going to copy you. I know it's early in the year. I can get away with it. I'm going to say 2-0 victory. New England's not good. And I don't know. I don't think we're going to get a 5-3 weird 5-3 victory. That would just be insane to happen twice in 2 seasons. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Red Bulls 2. Like we've talked about it, but their season opener is this weekend. March 1st, 5 p.m. They will host Columbus Crew 2. I believe I saw that they're going to have that game at Sports Illustrated Stadium this week. If you're interested in going, you don't have to go to Montclair. You can go to Harrison. Gotham FC, no news because they don't start yet. So, it's not even time for F1 update. Still got another week on that one, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. It feels weird not even doing an F1 update, but we'll come back to that, I guess. All right. It makes it time for the dumping ground.
I'm the trash man.
All right. I have nothing to talk about because I told you my gold cup story, or my gold medal story.
Well, I was kind of hoping you were going to mention who joined the Red Bulls on loan from Leipzig.
I saw a brief thing about that today, and I forgot all about it, and I put the agenda together.
But I want you to say his name. That's what I've been waiting for.
Hold on. Let me look up this. I think I might have saved the post on Reddit of Bradley's comments. Yeah, there's no way I'm getting that name right.
I don't. Give it a. He's from Belgium, right?
Is that really a Belgian name? I don't know.
I want you to say it first, then I'm gonna try it. We'll see who's closer.
Right, well, I think his first name's just gonna be like Joy, like the EUX just gets dropped off.
Yeah.
Joy Manska Bunji.
I'm gonna say it's Joa Masanka Bunji.
You might be closer, but I still feel like both the way we pronounce our names, and this is me saying this without knowing like who he is, just based on the name. I feel like that name is not Belgium at all.
No.
All right, now I gotta look up the player. Hold on, let me find out.
Joy.
Type his name incorrectly. Okay. Bring up his transfer market page. Okay, you're right. He is a Belgian citizen.
Yep.
plays left midfielder and some central if needed. And yeah, currently on loan from Leipzig, which I'm kind of. Is it for the rest of the season? Like the whole season? Let's see.
I don't know. I would assume so.
Transfer market has the loan ending in June.
Oh, well,
June 30th.
That'd be a fun visit for him, I guess.
Yeah. But you never know. I mean, young guy, he's 19.
Yeah.
If there's no need for him in Leipzig, why not keep him here for the rest of that year? Then just keep him on loan here through the 2027 mini season. Oh, we didn't talk about that last week. I just realized. Okay. Yeah, maybe Leipzig will keep him here. So the thing I completely forgot to talk about was that the calendar for MLS is changing starting in 2027.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll see how that goes.
So it's gonna be weird. We're gonna have a mini season in the spring, I guess technically, 27, and then starting in the fall, maybe like August, September, we will then follow the 95% of the soccer world and do August to May.
I can't wait to see some of these winter games played in northern stadiums. I'm really looking forward to it.
So imagine, right? Even with a winter break, which I think in Germany is from mid-December to mid-January. Let's assume, for argument's sake, it's that same window. All that snow that happened in New Jersey over the last month.
Mm-hmm. Now think of Toronto and Montreal and Minnesota and up here at Foxborough.
And DC.
Chicago, right? Whatever. I listen, of course I hope it works, but I always worry about that. I will still stand firm with the point that their biggest market is the family market. It is not the hardcore supporters like us. It's the people that they bring in, groups, families, and they're only going to come to games in nice weather. Those people will not be showing in these cold weather climates. It's not going to happen. And I feel more competition with every other league. More competition with hockey and basketball and college basketball and football and everything else instead of, now you're dealing with no NFL, until the season's, coming to the last couple months of the season. You get a whole summer with basically just baseball for the most part. Hey, I hope it works. I really do, but I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. I never have been either.
I mean, only at the moment, the biggest benefit would be player contracts because it would make transfers a hell of a lot easier.
It would for sure. Yep. And for everything like World Cup qualifying and all the other kind of stuff, I get it.
Now, if we had done that this year, that's the thing that I don't get is if you're going to do that, why not do it this year? I know when the decision was made, the 26th schedule was set in stone, so you really couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But my point is, if you were really considering it, why not vote on it early enough where you could have done it this year, capitalized on the World Cup, be like, hey, all these big names in the World Cup, guess what? You're starting a brand new season right after the World Cup ends. Yeah,
that'd be okay.
If you were going to do it, that was the perfect time.
Right.
All right. Anything else for Dumping Ground?
Oh, yeah. I want to talk about... Sorry, I was just trying to bring this back up. There it is. I want to talk about the chance that Manchester City might get a 60-point deduction in the league.
I don't know if that's true or not. The 60. I feel like that's just a made-up number.
So it's the number that pretty much everyone's talking about. I don't think it's going to happen because it's Manchester City. And I just don't believe it happens to the filthy rich teams. I just don't. It always happens to low-level teams. But let's pretend, again, this was what? I think they said 9 years, 115 alleged breaches of financial rules. Little crazy. they penalized like Everton 6 points for one breach of
They
financial rules.
they gave us a 10-point deduction for, and I'm not kidding about this, for spending too much money on Hill Dickinson Stadium when, and it's because it's a stupid 3-year rolling window.
Mm-hmm.
We lost too much because of building the stadium. When was told those losses will not count against financial fair play type calculations. The teams did stuff based on what Everton did stuff based on what they were being told by the Premier League and the FA, and they got punished 10 points for it. I just told you guys over the weekend. The other team, I gotta find. Roll back in time here. Sheffield Wednesday, which this past weekend was officially relegated from the championship, the earliest relegation in the history of the Football League. They have currently 18 points deducted total for this year. 12 because the team entered administration, which basically meant they were close to bankruptcy, and a government administrator was literally assigned to take over the team and stop it from happening. And then, I think it was December, another 6-point deduction because they were still failing to make payments and other things. So, Sheffield Wednesday, by the way, their current point total was -7 as of this past weekend. But it's 18 points for them. And what Sheffield Wednesday did is, in comparison to what Manchester City has done, nothing.
Yeah. But wouldn't it be fun to see a 60-point deduction and them end up bottom of the table with -4? Currently, they'd be -4 points. With West Ham, they'd have to. Then Burnley currently has 19 points. So Burnley would be in the 18th spot. Wolves would be in the 19, and they would be in the 20 spot, with them having to fight relegation. Oh, please make it happen. Make it happen. We know they won't because it's Man City. They're owned by a billionaire. It wouldn't take place, but man, it would be great.
Would be. They would. They wouldn't finish with negative points though.
No. Oh no. It would still be very hard for them to stay up. I mean, they could probably win. Like if it happened now, they could still win all the remaining games and stay up. But I would love for it to happen.
But that would be a huge hit to their TV money, though.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Come on, just make it happen. Come on, Premier League. Do something right for once.
Or make it funnier and just go to 75.
Yeah.
I think there's something else I was going to mention. Oh, yeah. So are we done with soccer stuff?
Yes.
Okay. So, UFL, spring football, is coming up with some new rules because they're apparently now the laboratory for new football rules, which I'm fine with. That's what that league should be, realistically. Chance to play out new rules and get some players, lesser known players, a shot at the majors. So these are the new rules. 1, a team is not allowed to punt if they made it past the 50-yard line. The only exception is if there's less than 2 minutes in the half. If a field goal is made from 60-plus yards, it will be worth 4 points instead of 3. The tush push, which has become a big thing, especially with the Eagles, is going to be considered an illegal play in the UFL this year. Wide receivers or tight ends, whoever catches the ball, will only need 1 foot in bounds to establish a catch instead of 2 that the NFL does now.
It's college football.
It's basically college football rules. And they're going to add a new 3-point conversion after a touchdown. Instead of the 2-point conversion, which is at the 2, you can opt to also do a 3-point conversion from the 8-yard line. And I think I saw something that their overtime is basically... their overtime is basically going to go college rules.
Oh, geez.
Where they just keep trading back and forth on conversions until one team wins.
I don't think the NFL would do that. I don't think that's. I don't know. I would not be a fan of that in the NFL. I just wouldn't be.
See,
There's
like
there's so little ties in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? It happens once a year. It's dumb.
See, I always thought for the NFL, it would make sense is if you took the NCAA's overtime, but I think they're at the 25 when they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like move them back to the 40, and just basically say, all right, each team you get, maybe even the 50. Just somewhere where you're like, okay, each team you get one offensive possession and then you're done. If you guys can't figure it after that, then it's a tie.
Yeah, I don't know. Some things with the NFL, like there's no need. I don't think there's ever a need to move the extra point back. You don't really have to screw with the way the overtime right now is fine. It's completely fine. Again, there's not that many ties where they have to change all these rules and make it like college. Please, 2 feet and bound. Don't make it the 1 foot and bound. Like, I don't want it to be college football.
Yeah, it should be different. I'm not saying it shouldn't be. I just figured, like, I never liked the original overtime rule, which was first team to score wins, only because all you needed was a field goal to end the game.
Yeah, no, I like I said, right now the way it is, I'm completely fine. I like that each team at least gets the ball.
The only thing I would probably change, and this to me be more the playoffs, is like overtime should be a full-on quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Like how in knockout competitions you get 2 15-minute periods. Just do a full-on 15-minute quarter, and after that point, then you can do sudden death if you really need to.
But you just don't.
Yeah.
These leagues just need to keep fucking with stuff. That's all they want to do is keep fucking with the rules. Fucking with the schedules. Just leave the shit alone. It's fine.
All right. Anything else for Dumping Ground?
No.
Okay. I think that's it for me. You can visit us at Patreon. Sorry, let's wrap it up.
You can visit us. Hold on the wrap up, sir.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. You know what it is? You know what it is? It has been some time. I got to put it in the agenda so I don't forget for next time.
Yeah. The season has started.
Yeah. Sorry. First 2026 edition of Truman's Terrible Team of the Week.
Terrible.
Now, there's definitely some nominees. There are some good choices in here. We mentioned the Revs getting smashed by Nashville, Montreal getting smoked by San Diego. But I'm going to go with, and I know LAFC was home, but they beat the defending champions Miami 3-0. I laugh at you, Miami, because I'm probably not going to be able to laugh at you too much. I will enjoy you getting shut out in the first game of the year, which of course was highlighted on Apple TV, their Walmart game of the week, whatever the hell they called it. It was really stupid.
Was it the Sunday or Saturday?
I think it was Saturday night. It was definitely called
the Walmart one.
Walmart game. I am very happy that they lost the Walmart game 3-0 and didn't really even show up.
Well, Messi tried to show up in the ref's locker room after the game, though.
Yeah.
And of course, walked away. No penalty for that.
Of course not.
Yeah. All right. Now we can wrap things up.
Now we can.
Patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. $1 a month is all you need for exclusive content whenever we decide to do it. Want to thank our producers, Jeremiah Dempster, Steven Santos, Eddie Delecto. Thank you for supporting the show. All right. I just saw something weird. I know this was from 2 days ago, but why? Remind me again what the Continental Classico was supposed to be for the U.S. national team.
The Continental Classico?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're playing Mexico?
No, they're playing Senegal.
Okay. Well, that's something.
Like, I don't understand what this was supposed to be. I thought that was the whole point, though. It was like it was supposed to be U.S. Mexico.
Don't know. All I care about now is the World Cup for them. Everything else for me is just moot.
Sorry, I need to understand what this is real quick, because where's the Wikipedia page? Because there would be one. Nope, guess not. All right, anyway. All right, I just saw it randomly off by the corner of my eye, and this doesn't make sense why Senegal would be our Continental Classico opponent. Right, email address, redbullrant@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. Phone number 973-348-5329 if you want to call and get your voice on the show. Facebook.com/redbullrant. On Blue Sky @redbullrant for the show. At Dr. Stooge, myself at the Truman for Truman. Instagram threads @redbullrant. Subscribe to our show via iTunes, YouTube Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify. Pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast. Last words before we get out of here.
We're all very excited. An exciting start to the year. I want to keep up the excitement. I want this team to be fun to watch. All signs are pointing to they're going to be a fun team to watch. So please, if you can get out there on Saturday and support the team, please, please, please get out there and do it. It's supposed to be a nice day on Saturday, so kind of more of a reason to get out there. Quick look, temperature's going to be 48 degrees and sunny. It's daytime. Get out there. Cheer on the Red Bulls, and let's go see him have a big home opening win.
Yep. All right. So for Truman and myself, this has been episode 501 of the Red Bull Rant. Thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, go Red Bulls.
See you later.